Hey, it's Jordan. I am here on Lakeshore Drive here in Chicago. There's a couple hundred people lined up protesting. This has been planned for pretty quickly. This protest came up. It's on the same day Lollapalooza, the music festival, is starting. And as you see, it's kind of building up. They're talking about marching on Lakeshore Drive here in Chicago, all the way to Wrigley Field where the Cubs play.
We make a revolution, and with this revolution, we make a revolution.
And they have frames with pictures of black boys and men that have been killed by police here. And as you can see, the police are lined up on bikes. If you're coming to this late, this is like a very busy night. Lollapalooza music festival is starting, so this is very strategic. What's the message we're all trying to get across tonight?
I've been experiencing injustice for 6 years and 2 months. So, I mean, my constitutional rights and human rights have been violated for that period of time. And I think, well, this time we're going to move forward. There's no other choice. And as far as them saying that Trump and Piss are fismism or for fismism, they need to check the last administration, because that's where my trouble began.
You think the Chicago Police Department, it seems like they're out of control here. They do whatever the hell they want, and it seems a bit like an occupation at times here.
Well, actually it is an occupation, and they just going by orders. They under the order of the mayor, so what can you expect?
And what do you want the mayor to get out of this? Obviously, he's not a part of this planning. You think he's going to listen? Any response from him?
Not at all, but his time is up.
The black residents, they talk to me about PTSD they have from violence perpetrated against them. They talk about the PTSD and the redlining, where they don't have supermarkets in some communities. They don't have essential services in a lot of communities here. And this is predating Trump. This comes before Trump. This isn't a Trump thing. This is a institutional Chicago thing. Talk to me, because you got police killings happening on almost like a weekly basis now. We saw Maurice Granton, them shooting him from the back, taunting when he was down, and it seems like they just throw more money towards settlements,
Nah, we don't need the money, we need the justice. That money don't mean nothing at all, and we finna prove it.
And what should the rest of the country, there's a national audience, what should the rest of the country know about what's going on in Chicago?
The rest of the country should know that we get treated unfairly, we get killed for no reason, unjustly, and we don't get justice for these murders, and we need it. It has to stop.
And are you afraid just walking out the door every day? Are you afraid for your life?
No, I don't. They don't put fear in my heart. I walk up with my head out and my chest up. They don't put fear in my chest. You hear me? It's not gonna happen.
Thanks, man. You got something?
No, I have nothing to say.
So he's saying they don't put fear in his heart, but a lot of others we've spoken to have said they're afraid. They're afraid.
The system's saying fuck us, so fuck the system.
The system in Chicago.
What if we go out and start shooting the police? So we go to jail, right? Oh, so the police scared. So the police right now, they shooting. You know, the first thing, they don't even, look what just happened in Aurora, just rural Colorado just now. A white man just get killed in his own home. He killed the gunman, but the police killed him.
If they're not gonna listen to us when we shut down these streets, then they're never going to. We gotta keep hitting them over and over until they finally listen. We shut down the Dan Ryan last month, now Lakeshore Drive. We're gonna keep pushing until they budge. They're gonna have to.
And you know what? I hear the greatest threat to democracy is Russians and trolls online. What about people getting murdered on a daily basis here, and Rahm Emanuel and his cronies basically throwing more money? I mean, I heard that they were throwing things that kind of go in the sky near the Riverwalk. They wanted to throw money at that. Where is the money to not only invest, but to stop this? Because they want to throw in now a $95 million police academy.
Right. We all know about the police academy. They've shut down 50 schools over there. All that money is going to a fancy new building for the cops who won't be trained any differently. They never know de-escalation. Fortunately, everything is going well here so far today. But we've been talking all about. They got money for stadiums. That's why we're marching today up to Gallagher Park, where you need a ticket. You need to be inside Wrigley Field to experience the park outside Wrigley Field. This neighborhood's been gentrified over and over and over, and now it's going through what looks like into its final form. There's not much room left for anybody who's not in the 1% to spend time there.
The messages here are all mixed. You have police violence, and this sign over here talks about lead. They found extremely high lead levels in the water here in Chicago. Hey, can I ask you about your sign, ma'am? How you doing? I saw about the lead, which has gotten very little attention here. Obviously, lead equals violence, like you're talking about.
Yes. I mean, violence isn't just about bloodshed. It's a much slower process, a more comprehensive process that includes environmental violence and all other forms of structural racism and structural violence. Poor school quality is involved in that. Poor water quality is involved in that. Just even the exposure to the fear of violence on streets that so many kids have to grow up with in Chicago is all part of the violence that I'm here to protest against.
You know, they found extremely high lead levels in hundreds of schools. I haven't seen anything from City Hall. It's like nothing has been found, nothing has happened. Kind of like the Flint response for 18 months in Flint. Have you seen any aggressive response from Rahm Emanuel or City Hall?
I haven't seen any, but I'm also not a strong expert on that. So I haven't been following, but no, I haven't seen a response. All I know is that I'm worried about my own water, and I'm sure my neighbors are too.
People I've been speaking to here, you hear corruption, 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 and Chicago is like the most corrupt. Talk about, do you think these protests, the mayor, the city council, are they hearing it? Or is it just like, all right, let them have their little walk and back to business tomorrow?
I hope they hear it.
A 6-year-old died because of ICE, a system that cages and tortures children is a system that must be overthrown. That's what they're chanting.
This system can't be reformed.
It must be overthrown.
This system can't be reformed.
And Rahm Emanuel's been throwing millions and millions and millions and millions into downtown, the north side, nothing on the south side. People are talking about food deserts. You think he's listening to this message?
No, because in his dictatorship, what he's thinking is that if he doesn't put any resources in that area, that people are going to be stagnated and they're leaving. That's what his strategy is, because he wants Inglewood. He wants Woodline. We don't mind gentrification, sir. We don't mind it, brother. We don't mind it. But we got to do this together. He's not going to kick and push nobody out. We are the people of Chicago. They elected him this term. I didn't. He failed me the first term. Now he has a job to do. Do your job, Rahm.
Home streets. Home streets. 16 shots in the cover up. 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 16 shots in the cover up.
Betty Jones and Quintonio LeGrier and so many others. We ask these blessings in your darling son's perfect and majestic name. Amen.
It seems like a lot has gone on in Chicago, but a lot hasn't changed in Chicago.
Nothing has changed. Just like back the King days, they only give you a little bit just to please you. That's all it is. You know how corrupt our government is. You know what I mean? Come on, for real. I could tell you stories, from that I can't say, but man, our government's bad. Wait for 5 years. You're going to see what happens. Mark my words for it.
What's happening in 5 years?
I can't say, but it ain't going to be that great.